The Detroit Lions have been criticized since the 2023 NFL draft, and the word that I keep hearing is reach. Reach, reach, reach. We reached on Jack Campbell, and we reached especially on running back Jahmyr Gibbs. That upsets me tremendously because we don't study these players. We have no idea what these guys are going to do, meaning the Detroit Lions. We can listen to Mel Kiper. We can listen to other mocked NFL analysts and thinking that they're right when we nitpick our own organization because of something we might not have agreed with. The Detroit Lions obviously held Jahmyr Gibbs in a higher standard than Bijan Robinson. Okay, so let that sink in. This is the guy they wanted. And while they have been criticized for the past 3 weeks, turns out that Jack Campbell might not have been the reach that everyone was talking about. From Pride to Detroit, I saw this yesterday. Tampa Bay let out a little 2-minute snippet of the war room the night of draft night. And they had several guys in their lineup to take if they were available at pick 19. And while the Detroit Lions picked 18, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were sitting at 19. And a lot of people had the mock drafts, had us taking Calijah Kancey as early as 6, and we didn't do any of that. We didn't even take an edge rusher in the NFL draft. And turns out that Jack Campbell, the guy that we took at 18, was on Tampa Bay's list of individuals that they would have taken at 19. Now, Kancey was at the top of that list, but you can check out, I'll make sure to leave the links, the sources to all this information will be in the description of every video. So all you got to do is look below the description, and you can see below the description, the actual wording of the description, and check out the article or the video. But according to Pride of Detroit, which came from the actual Twitter post of this snippet, this is what Todd Bowles had to say. We still had 2 guys that we really liked on the board, with Kancey being one of them. Buccaneers coach Todd Bowles said after the fact, "We had a shot either way Detroit picked. Then when Detroit picked the other way, they picked a linebacker. We had a chance to get Kancey, and that was pretty good." Now, again, Kancey was their number 1 target at 18, but if he was gone, if we would have taken him, that it is a high probability that they would have taken Jack Campbell with the 19th overall pick. So it's funny how the criticism, a lot of us are armchair GMs. I look at myself as a fan. I'm a fan first. I would much rather have the term fanalist than armchair GM. I just take what I know about my team. I take kind of the analytical data based on things that I have knowledge of, based just, off articles and what I see of the team, and I make an educated guess. That's what I do. I thought that the number 1 target was Will Anderson. I still truly believe that. Some of you guys believe that Devin Witherspoon, had he not left at 5, he would have been the guy that we took at 6. I don't know. We honestly don't know what the Detroit Lions would have done, and that's what makes the draft so interesting, is the intrigue of the whole thing. But for us to sit here and say, like we knew where a person was going to come off or that the Detroit Lions reached, I'll tell you what, I cannot wait until the season when Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell shuts everyone up. Because the word, if I never hear the word reach again, I would be all happy for it. Because if we don't get the guy we wanted, it wasn't a reach when we traded up to get an injured wide receiver. But it was a reach to take Jahmyr Gibbs at 12. And, he didn't think he was going to go that high. So, therefore, he even thought the Lions reach. That's not true. He said he did not expect to go that high due to how basically the league values running backs. They don't want to pay them, and they definitely don't draft them high. You don't see, this is the highest running back drafted since Barry Sanders for the Detroit Lions. We saw Saquon Barkley go several years ago at number 2. Those are things you don't see. Bijan goes at 8 to the Falcons, and then, so we had 2 running backs taken in the first round, which is something you don't see. So, to say that the Detroit Lions reached is, to me, a statement that was made off, like Brad Holmes said, we listening to mock drafts, we have no idea. His job, Dan Campbell's job, is to teach keep this as much as a secret as possible, not to let the cat out of the bag. But then when that draft happens, we're upset because Mel Kiper and Todd McShay and the draft guys and whoever else, PFF, whoever else said we were going to take this guy. And then they said we reached, so we must have reached. So all we can do is wait till the NFL season gets here, which is in 121 days. No, I'm sorry, 112 days. The Lions kick off, and we can see all this put into action. So let me know in the comments below. While Jack Campbell's name was not specifically said, Jack Campbell was the highest rated linebacker in the draft. So it's the probability of them talking about Jack was very high. And I believe that that's who they were talking about. So again, links to everything, every video, every article that I reference will be in the description. You just got to scroll down to the very bottom. I am currently working on a studio setup. Why Thursday, the 18th of 2023, I was not able to have Detroit Lions Weekly, but we will be back next week on Thursday at 4 p.m., the 25th of May, as we struggle through this lull period and finally get back to some meaningful football come August. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.